So, hi everyone.
Who?
Hey. Welcome to Turnabout Storm panel.
Hello.
I'm the Gold Crow, aka, well, Mike DeSony, aka the Gold Crow, because I killed all the other crows. And here's my partner in crime, Bat, who is designing the game.
Hello.
I voiced Phoenix Wright in the production we are watching. And how many of you have actually watched it?
All parts.
I'm new.
Except for 5 of 4.
All four parts.
Yeah. Burned off 6 hours of your life doing that? Yeah.
Well, it's Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
That's a lot of voice work. It's really long stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too often. I spend over an hour watching.
So how many of you wanted to flip the table after the fourth part?
6 hours just to find that.
My friend wanted me to get caught up, so we spent time like getting caught up, and then it's like to be continued on part 5 and 4. It's like Zach, there needs to be more.
You know, while I was doing it too, I didn't know it was gonna do that either. So I'm like getting to the last line. I'm like, oh.
It's kind of obvious though. It's like looking at how much time's left. It's like there's like 30 seconds left, and it's like they didn't finish it.
Yeah.
So WTF?
So and he knows more about the game, so he can sort of introduce what he's doing here.
I'm Bat, and I've spent the past couple, I guess, years actually now working on the Turnabout Storm game adaptation, and it's coming along pretty nicely. And I hope that you'll all get to enjoy a little sneak peek of it, that I bring today.
We get a demo soon?
Yeah, about that. No. Terribly.
It's a digital download on 3DS.
I'm terribly sorry, but I'm not doing that for 2 reasons. One, because there's really not enough entire content to give a demo. The issue with the way that I'm scripting is that I've kind of got to build the entire scene all together, and that means that unless the scene has been completely fleshed out, all possibilities, if you did this, if you did that, what happens if you did that earlier on, you need to make sure everything's accounted for. If I release a demo, there's going to be bugs everywhere. And the other reason that I don't do that is part of the reason that I don't necessarily think there should be demos for Phoenix Wright. I tried. If anybody's tried out the Japanese demo for the new game on the 3DS, you'll note that it's a 20-minute demo to get through all of it, and it's just for a very brief section of the game, and that gives you pretty much nothing, and all it is what you'd expect from Phoenix Wright. So my question that I asked myself after playing it was, why did I just spend 20 minutes playing this when I could just wait for the final game to come out and just play it then? It's the same thing. I know where it's going, and it's not going to give me anything that I wouldn't otherwise get. So, however, I do need testers.
I saw that coming.
I'll test.
I'll get into that a little bit later, but do keep in mind I am actually looking for people. Not so much testers, more so assistants. Really, it's taken me. It's taken me 2 years to get this far. It'll take me another 3 to get to the end, at this rate.
Okay. So BronyCAN was also supposed to be with us because she's taking over as the voice of Princess Celestia in it, and another character which I cannot disclose. But she doesn't seem to be here at the moment, unless she's invisible.
Yeah, I don't know. She was here a moment ago.
Yeah.
They're speaking of what?
Isn't she in the other panel at the moment?
I'm not sure.
It's a VA one, and she was hosting that one.
Oh,
Well, that explains it.
He's hosting this one?
There were 3 panels going on right now at this very time.
well, yeah.
There's voice actors. Was it a Tumblr panel going on also? Yeah.
I was jumping between voice actors here, voice actors here.
Oh man.
This is the best panel.
But
Can't
if
be in 3 places at once unless we've known ourselves.
yeah, I gotta add that to the con drinking game every time you hear fun.
If you like, you can try and jump in the pool. I don't know if I'm doing any good.
Just drink at the pool.
And so she sneaks in, but we were gonna kick it off with a Q&A, and I didn't create it, but I can answer to the best of my abilities because I've been there since the beginning. And then for the next 20 minutes, he's gonna show off the game. And the last 20 minutes, we're gonna show probably what you're all here for, the 20-minute preview of the 5th part.
Yes.
Okay.
Let it down. Let it.
So, yeah, shoot some questions.
Back there, rainbow shirt. Yep.
When can we expect the release of this game for the PC?
I'm gonna put a trademark on soon Valve time. I'm gonna say not when Half-Life 3 comes out, but the equivalent of time it took between Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 3. Expect sometime in there.
And considering they didn't even do Half-Life 2 Part Episode 3.
Episode 3 is not coming out.
Yeah,
No.
which they originally did. Then they're like, oh, it'll be 3 and then.
Basically, I don't have a set time schedule, and my life is about to get way more complicated once I get into college in October. So it's gonna bog me right down. Production's gonna start slowing down, and it took me 2 years to get this far. So it's gonna be a long road. It's also part of the reason I'm looking for people who can help out on this project. Understand, anyone who thinks they know scripting, this is not a friendly language. This isn't C, this isn't C#, this isn't Java, this isn't Lua. This is, no. I've never heard, it's exclusive to the engine I'm working in. Exclusive. If anybody's heard of PWLib before, then you know what this is running on. It's running on its own version of HLSL, and it's...
I'm out.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's ugly. However, I find it perfectly fine. I have no issues with it. It's also my first language. I have my Python friends shake their heads at me. So I don't care, though. It works, and it works great, and it looks beautiful, and it looks way better than Wright ever would, so ha! And hope, well, it just means that nobody else knows how to do it but me. Yes?
Is the game a direct adaptation of the YouTube series, or is there a difference?
Sort of not. I tried to keep it as close as I could when doing it, but there's a couple of changes. For instance, there's the whole part in the courtroom in which Trixie and Wright are having a head-to-head with each other. And I noticed while doing it, he's holding and he's objecting, and I'm like, oh, this is like as if it was a cross-examination, but you don't cross-examine the prosecution. But the Ace Investigations music is playing, so it's kind of like Ace Investigations' rebuttal, argument system. So I'll do that. But I don't have nearly enough dialogue to work with here. There isn't enough to present on. I don't have the right piece of evidence for where it's going with this. So I had to rewrite a lot of the scene for there. So some things have been rewritten to fit more in a game adaptation, but that's pretty much the only scene where major change has occurred. For the most part, it's mostly similar. I've thrown in a couple of rewordings because of tone of voice attitudes almost, because you can't really tell with just text. Granted, I have learned that I can mess around with the audio effects to make it sound like somebody's far away or being very quiet, or I'm trying to whisper to the judge, but he's not listening very well. So it's got some little things in there like that, but where was I going with this? I completely lost my train of thought. Tangents. Right, changes. So there's going to be a couple of small tweaks, but nothing really all that major.
The storyline is basically.
It's going to be the same storyline, yes.
Like you can go, like when they're in Twilight's library thing, you can like go over to the bed and they have a funny conversation about the bed that, isn't in the series.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like clicking on something.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's all.
Like in the show, they don't go, hey, look, we could go to bed.
Oh my.
Mine's out of the gutter, people. Yes.
You did say that you were having a contest for the bad ending. Are you going to include that bad ending in the game?
I actually wanted to ask you about that. I don't know what's going on with that anymore. What happened?
We're waiting for the last part to come out before that comes out. Because remember that little demonstration we put up? People actually thought that was the real ending. Even though there's like disclaimers going, no, this isn't real, this is just, something spur of the moment we made. But everyone thought it was real.
Well, it got taken down.
Yeah, it got taken down for
A
that.
bunch of videos seem to got taken down because there was an announcement saying like we're not doing a sequel because people were complaining about voices or something.
Yeah.
That's old news. They just they want to keep the channel like just having that, so that's why the announcements go down. Is you don't want to browse on the channel and see a bunch of announcement videos between the episodes. So that's why those go down.
And the reason that I'm assuming the reason that we don't have the announcement that there's a contest going on anymore is because the contest ended and it's under evaluation.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything about that in the longest time. So I was
We've
wondering.
picked. I can let the cat out of the bag. We picked 3 winners because we want multiple endings, and they're pretty good. We just haven't announced them yet because we want to keep it a surprise till the end. Yeah, the good. Well, they're not even like all depressing and stuff. Some are actually kind of funny, you believe it or not.
So wait, three bad endings. So
Yeah.
You want to increase my workload by that much?
They're pretty short.
You just pick the best one with that.
They're each just a different color explosion.
Yeah.
If you are mean to Fluttershy, then it's red.
So any more questions?
You.
My question wasn't answered.
Oh.
What'd you?
Sorry. What?
I asked whether or not the bad endings would be incorporated into the game.
Oh yeah, no, that was the prize for winning. If you won, then it's in the game. Which, by the way, I was never briefed on until that video came out. It was just I was watching the video and I'm like, oh cool, writing contest where you get to write a bad ending. Oh, that's cool. So I guess they're just gonna throw that in as like a secondary. Here's a bad ending possibility on the channel, and it's like announcement. The winner gets to be in the game. Oh, that's a really cool idea. Wait, what? Granted, I'm fine with it. It won't take terribly long at all. It'll be shorter than most of what I do, but nonetheless, it was kind of a shock. Any other general questions? Anything? Yeah.
What platform is this going to be for?
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Linux. I love Mac. I use both of them, but unfortunately, to my knowledge, there's no way of taking the specific engine over to either platform. So it's going to be exclusively PC for now. I am somewhat familiar with a Macintosh tool called Cider, if anyone's heard of it. I might be able to use that, but because it's mainly meant for full screen DirectX applications, and this is windowed, I don't know if it'll work. I can try though when it's done. Yes?
Can't you port it using a wine wrapper for Linux?
Well, yeah, but that's more that's like using a wine wrapper or using crossover or an emulator or something. That's what the user does for an application that they want on their operating system. That's not something I would do to bring it for you guys. Yes?
Would this game be for free, or would you have to pay?
Absolutely free. No question about it.
I think we need a real lawyer if we started trying money for it.
We want anybody on this. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Income tax, bro.
Absolutely no intention of money whatsoever in this. This is 110% free. I'm making this just for fun.
I doubt even Phoenix Wright could beat Hasbro's.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about selling like fan T-shirts or merchandise to help fund the project?
Oh, we don't really need anything to fund it. We're almost done. And
well, you're almost done.
yeah, well, yeah.
No, I haven't considered that. I don't think it'd be something I'd do either, because that's still, even with this convention actually, there was because I'm actually a local of Vancouver, and I've been kind of behind the scenes here with BronyCAN going up for the longest time. There was a lot of hot water about the T-shirts you guys are wearing right now, actually, for BronyCAN stuff. Lots of hot water when that was coming out, so that got resolved kind of recently, actually. But I don't want to jump into that kind of a situation, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any questions?
Who's your favorite pose?
No.
Don't really have a favorite one. It's like trying to pick your favorite child.
Exactly.
You can't do it.
Favorite princess?
Jenny. Anyone else? Oh.
For those of us who have no experience at all with the Phoenix Wright franchise, would this be a good starter for it? Like,
No.
I'd actually say definitely.
Really?
Well, if you're the video or the game.
Oh, the video. Yeah, the video would be a great place to start.
Yeah.
The game, not so much. I was actually playing through part of it. I demoed it at Everfree Northwest. I put up a laptop with a demo on it and let people have at it. And people who had watched the video series were actually kind of stumped at one part in the courtroom, like, what do I present? What do I do? And it's just, I was just like, think back to the video. Think back to the video. What did you see in the video? What did Phoenix do? I don't remember what Phoenix did. So
How long ago was number one?
Hey, this is number 2. This is number 2. And that was like, what, a year difference between them coming out?
Yeah.
Something like
or
that?
no, they're 4 months, I think.
4 months,
Something
same
like
difference. It's still going to be kind of challenging. It's meant for, if you're used to thinking in the Phoenix Wright style, you'll be fine with it. But if for a first game, I'd really recommend the first game. Go
Those
buy
of
it.
you who probably haven't seen the video itself are going to be a little lost to what they're doing in the Part 5 preview. Yeah.
Very.
So, but try to enjoy it regardless, I guess.
Or cover your ears.
Cover your ears if you don't want spoilers, I guess.
We had a question back there. Yes.
Just because I really want to play this game.
Yes.
Do you have any better assurances that what happened to like fighting his magic doesn't happen to you guys as well, especially since you're using 2 different sources?
Yes.
Hide your power level.
That's that's exactly it. The reason that I haven't been posting on the main channel, that I have been kind of in the dark, that everybody was like, wait, there's a game being made? I never heard about this, is because I've been flying under the radar. I don't want to attract too much. In fact, this is kind of more than I thought would be going on. But I'm pumped for it. It's fun.
Who in this room is a Hasbro spy?
Have you noticed?
Get him!
Oh no! Cease and desist.
Go, catch him!
How many of you know about My Little Investigations, which is yeah. You notice how there hasn't been any news about that lately? They're doing the exact same thing. They don't want to get what happened to fighting his magic.
The only thing I saw on YouTube before was, I think, when you asked to make the game, that they had the trailer saying that the game was coming out before, like, one of the parts came out. But then nothing else.
There was the first time that there's also a bit of confusion. There was a game being produced right around the time Part 1 came out, and I have no idea who it was being made by. Jen knew, but it was a really weird application. It was kind of like, I want to say it looked like a really DOS-based version of Phoenix Wright with pictures and screenshots. Whereas I'm going for it looks like it's running on an emulator. There was an old game like that you might have heard of, but the first time that my game ever got leaked, so to speak, was during the announcement video about how there won't be a sequel to Turnabout Storm. At the very end. Yeah, at the very end, Jen, I'd given her a copy of a little demo version of my game to, try out, see what she thought about it. And she asked me, hey, can I go ahead and, throw that into an announcement video? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so I started building a complete build she could show off, in preview. And then I found out, as I was building that, the video got uploaded. And I'm like, what? And then I found out, oh, she used the version I sent her, which was broken. Text was rolling off the side of the screen, and the button was misplaced and was showing up in the wrong area, and was a horrible build that was horrendously outdated, and she just snuck that in at the end of the video, and I started losing my mind, thinking everybody was going to think that it was so horribly, out of place like that. But the video went down, and not too many people caught wind of that, so I was kind of relieved that I didn't have to worry about that too much. And then the only other time that we ever talked about it was, of course, during the most recent contest. Oh, wow. Okay, we've gone on for almost half an hour now. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to show off.
So I guess we're just going to move on if there's no pressing questions, like what should I do with this bomb?
Jack's loaded.
All right, so I guess we'll start off with the game preview then, if everybody's all ready for that. Woo!
Okay.
The only other thing I'd be wanting to ask is the game going to be just the text movie book? Or
Yeah, it's going to be text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV went off.
Is it still off?
It just fell off.
Might be just like the screen saver.
I object to this TV being.
Well, my laptop just broke. Are we allowed to take that?
Yeah, you're allowed to record.
Hold it!
Okay, good.
And the first person to put it up gets a million views.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, I'm gonna be famous. Going on YouTube. Good.
Everybody uploads it at once and they get
While they set that up, I got some trivia about Hurricane Fluttershy.
Is it the error?
I object.
Okay. Who leads the team in sending the water up to Cloudsdale? He put up his hand. Come up here, red shirt.
Duh. Oh, what? We get stuff?
Yeah.
Hey, I want stuff. Let me try this.
Pick a card. Or
I'll set.
okay. Okay. Many Pegasi get sick with the.
Feather flu.
Feather flu. Ah.
Like said there,
I should get that one.
What city holds the record for top wing power?
Oh, Philadelphia.
Vancouver?
You.
Las Vegas.
I like that answer.
No.
Vancouver. You should just get complimentary.
Yep.
Damn it.
Right, that's my.
Okay, actually, I've got a quick trivia question. Who here knows the name of the application that zooms in? Because I forgot.
It's right there on your start bar and the most recently used.
It was a tool. Magnifier.
There we go.
Oh,
can
jeez.
I get pressed and I didn't do anything? But
Okay, yeah. Smarty pants. Love Love poison. Pick one.
What?
All right.
I guess that one.
I don't know.
Give me one. Okay. We're ready.
All right, we're ready.
Now let's just hope the audio isn't ridiculous.
Not everybody can cheat.
No, not everybody can see. Is everybody all ready?
Yep.
Give me a second. I'm just audio balancing. What's up? Okay, we're good. Oh, stop! Now that little intro isn't going to be there in the final version. I just felt like throwing that in. Oh, no, not exactly like that. Not exactly like that. Of course it's going to have the intro cutscene. It's just not going to have, you know